Boss,
Anyway,
there's a landmark legislation which is now a bit controversial because of the trial of President Duterte in The Hague, no? And this is with respect to the Rome Statute. Do you believe that you did the right thing in passing the Rome Statute? And do you believe that we cannot properly prosecute a president in the country, and therefore ICC plays an important role in resolving impunity?
Edwin, para sa akin, the fact that the Marcos administration adopted a policy of serving the warrant on Duterte, which warrant is issued by the International Court of Justice, is a manifestation of the fact that our rule of law is not working.
Okay.
Talagang kahit ano, it's a good political posture to say, I want to be tried in the Philippines by a Filipino judge. Maganda po pakinggan. But in truth, sa ngayon po, our system is so imperfect that wala pong ganung trial can take place in order to hold those responsible for the thousands of killings hailed before the court. Kaya ako sang-ayon dyan dahilan po sa kakulangan ng ating sistema ng hustisya. Aaminin po natin, tayo mga abogado, alam naman malaki ang pagkukulang ng ating sistema ng hustisya. That is why the 6,000 victims of extrajudicial killings, yan po ang tinitingnan nila na magkaroon ng pagkakataon na magkaroon ng hustisya sa mamagitan ng International Court of Justice. Kaya nung winidraw ng Pangulong Duterte ang membership ng Philippines sa Rome Statute, ako ang unang namuno para po dalhin sa husgado, questioning the validity of the withdrawal without the consent of the Senate.
Parang ako abogado nila doon.
He's the lawyer, boss. Barry was your lawyer.
Ikaw pa lang abogado na.
Kami ni Senator Laila, Sen. Frank.
Yes. Because we really believe that, number one, as a matter of policy, we should remain there. Number two, as a matter of law, there is basis to argue that kung kailangan mo ang concurrence ng Senado sa ratification ng isang treaty, before you withdraw, ay kapat naman mayroong concurrence. Kaya po, Barry, of course, the Supreme Court did not agree with us for reasons of their own. But dahil yan, Barry, alam mo ginawa natin, for every ratification of every treaty na dumaan sa Senado, nilagyan ko ng kondisyon. Any withdrawal from this treaty will require the two-thirds vote of the majority
That's
vote
good.
of the
Galing.
Senate. Nilagay ko na mismo sa ratification para wala ng question na dapat ang concurrence ng Senado. Kung kailangan ng concurrence ng Senado sa ratification ng isang treaty, hindi withdrawal, dapat meron din silang papel, meron din concurrence. Kaya dahil, pero sabi ko ng Suprema, hindi kailangan ng concurrence. Pwede na si Duterte lang. Kaya ginawa ko, linagay ko sa ratification, instrument of ratification on the resolution. Linagay ko na for the government to withdraw from this treaty that we are ratifying, there must be a vote of the majority of all the senators.
Galing talaga si Sen. Frank.
That's a smart move.
Pero Sen. Frank, ito lang on that case. We might have lost on the main issue of yung validity of the withdrawal. Pero we got a declaration from the Supreme Court in that decision saying na yung jurisdiction of the ICC remains for all acts done while we were still a member.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct. And for that, you have done your share in settlement.
You have done your share, Sen. Frank. Kayo yung petitioner, kami lang yung nag-carry out.
Frank, I want to ask a personal question. I know that you were very passionate about passing Rome Statute as a matter of principle, but did you ever imagine that we will have a situation or a time where we will have a president who will act with rampant impunity in the case of President Duterte? Did you ever imagine that we will have did you ever imagine we will have a president who will do impunity?
Yeah, I could not imagine that you have the first time you have the president who openly says barilin nyo.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't say barilin nyo kung lumaban. kaya nalaban. Biro mo, assuming on the statistics of the government, 6,000 na barel. Dahil 6,000 ang nanglaban. That they fought. So, can you imagine the absurdity of that position taken by Duterte? That by the killings were justified because they resisted arrest. Ulit ko, 6,000 namatay, lahat resisting arrest. The other thing, Barry, that we should not forget, alam mo yung tatay ng Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, si Ferdinand Marcos.
Yeah.
20 taon na may sa kapangyarihan ng ating bansa. 20 taon nagiging Pangulo ng ating bansa. Ilan po ang sinasabing extrajudicial killing? 3,000.
3,000, yeah.
3,000. Even, pero panahon po ni Duterte, 6 na taon, 6,000 ang inaamin na pinatay for extrajudicial killing.
Actually, boss, there is a report that Chel Jokno shared to us that
Yeah, it's every life counts.
Yes.
Every life counts. But the fact is, put in context, nagagalit tayo sa panahon ni Marcos rightfully because by nawala o napatay na 3,000 human rights defenders doon po sa 20 taong panunungkulan ng Ferdinand Marcos. Sa panunungkulan po ng Duterte, 6,000 ang inaaming pinatay. Sa 6 na taon na siya nanungkulan. Hindi po ba ang sama naman ito? This is precisely the failure of our justice system, which should justify our continued membership in the Rome Statute. Kaya ako sa ngayon, Barry, ako naninawagan kay Pangulong Marcos. Bumalik po tayo sa Rome Statute. Let us go back and again become a member of the Rome Statute. Because hindi natin malaman, baka magkakaroon na naman ng bagong Duterte pagdating ng panahon. We should reinstate our membership. And hindi na po kailangan ng concurrence ng Senado dahil nag-concur ng Senado doon sa Rome Statute at withdraw lang ng Duterte ang ating membership. We should now we should affirm our belief in the principles that established the Rome Statute at dapat po bumalik tayo sa Rome Statute para po magkaroon ng isang backup mechanism para pag hindi nakakamtan ng ating mga kabayan ang hustisya ay po may takbuhan po tayong isang ahensya.
So, boss, when we're going to rejoin the Rome Statute, we don't have to require Senate ratification anymore. So what's the proper mechanism of re-entering and joining the Rome Statute?
The President, through the Department of Foreign Affairs, will inform the UN Secretary General or whoever is in charge that we are acceding once more to the Rome Statute. Let those who promoted the extrajudicial killings question it before the court. But we should as a matter of principle, reaffirm our belief in the Rome Statute. Let them question it. Because if you go through ratification, I don't think that the President Senate will ratify it. I mean,
right.
Give what you have. So sa akin po, I call on the President. We accede once more to the Rome Statute and make it effective in our jurisdiction.
Because I think that is a problem that they're looking at. They're thinking that to rejoin the Rome Statute, we have to require a ratification again by the Senate. So that was I think an obstacle that they're looking at.
Sabi mo, nakikinig daw sa atin eh. So,
so that might be a solution.
May pagkaibaba ng terms ng Rome Statute from the time the Senate...
Actually, no. Exactly.
No, there's none.
I see your point. Yeah.
But I thought when you...
Ratified at that time, why should that ratification not hold water today?
Yeah.
And they'll contend that there's a formal withdrawal. So as if we never entered, parang ganun ang legal fiction gagawin nila.
No, No, as if we never entered. And why is it that the International Court of Justice acquired jurisdiction over the
At saka, agree ako doon sa framework ni Sen Frank. Let the, yung ayaw, hindi nila mag-question.
Sila mag-question, tama.
Tama.
Yeah, we should not decide on a policy on the basis of fear. Baka
Right.
matalo tayo. Kung tama yung ating pag-iisa, sabi natin, itong tama dapat gawin. Take the risk.
Right.
Take the risk and let the court decide.
Okay
Bukas pa tatawag ka na sa Malacanang Frank Drilon.
Eto, Sen Frank, before we go on to your book,
Dahil wala na ako sa gobyerno.
before we go on to your book, kasi gusto kong pag-usapan yung libro nyo eh. Pero ito, one last time that I will ask you to bring out your crystal ball. Kasi kanina, nag-predict na kayo on the impeachment eh. Ito, isa sa mga mainit na pinag-uusapan ngayon is yung anti-dynasty.
Right.
So, sa Senate, they already have the votes for their version. Sa House, I think the committee approved a version pero mayroong mga criticisms. Fearless forecast yung Sen Frank, matatapos ba itong Congress na to na may bagong anti-dynasty law?
Yeah. Magkaroon lang pro-dynasty law. Anti-dynasty. Look at the president himself. Ang dami niyang kamag-anak in politics. The Speaker of the House, the Senate President. Paano naman yan? So, that is why there will be some form of an anti-dynasty law that will be enacted. But that whatever the law will be crafted is not in the spirit of the anti-dynasty provision of the Constitution crafted by our constitutional commissioners. Doon pa lang sa degree ang House version hanggang second degree lang, ibig sabihin hanggang anak at tatay lang, o nanay. Yung fourth degree, yung pinsan, hindi po kasama yan sa dynasty. So, I have been telling our people na talagang it is not possible to have an anti-dynasty provision. Ang sinisisi ko dyan yung ating mga constitutional commissioners. Kung hindi nila sinama na doon sa ligang batas. Ako, I can criticize because top to apat na taon ako sa pamahalaan. Wala kayong masabi na mayroon kong kamag-anak na naging politiko. Wala po. Kaya, but anyway, if you're asking for my view, Barry, I don't think a anti-dynasty law as contemplated by the Constitution will pass.
Okay.